you just said something really interesting about regretting certain decisions you made musically, moving back. I'm free. Do you regret the album cover?
Oh my God.
You look like Justin Timberlake in 2002. I thought I was watching a JT music video when I saw that album cover.
No, I've actually posted photos, and of course I delete them because they're terrible. I always do that with my fans. I'll like post stuff and delete it. Just because it's like a funny thing with my fans. Like anyone who's a hardcore fan has seen me when I used to rap. Well, I talk about it in No Name as well. I don't know if you've heard that, but I talk about when I used to wear like a tie and like a vest and stuff. So,
but you know, there's that screenshot feature. People, that ain't going away.
Oh no, that photo.
The internet is forever, bro.
That photo will live on forever.
Yes,
that's for sure.
So let's switch gears a little bit. Recently there was this whole thing on the internet about top 50 MCs, and we know it's a really big thing in rap, and you've spoken about it on one of your records about you don't care about being top 10, etc., etc. I'm not going to ask you to name your top 50 MCs, but do you have a top 5?
I would say Eminem's definitely top 5, if not number 1 for me. Kendrick is amazing. Yeah, I don't know if I have an exact top 5. The other thing is people always ask me who I'm listening to, and it really depends on my mood. And honestly, I don't listen to a lot of artists other than what I'm working on for me. Over the past like 2 years, I've barely listened to anybody's music. Like I have some, but you would probably be shocked because when I'm working on my own albums and stuff, sure, if like a new record comes out, I'll listen to it, but barely at all anymore. Just because I'm constantly, either I'm writing my own album or I'm in the studio and I'm constantly listening to beats. Even when I drive down the road, I'm listening to my mixes, I'm listening to the beats that I got, trying to come up with song ideas. I'll write random lines while I'm driving. Like I've written some lines just while I'm driving down the street. I'll talk into my phone while I'm playing a beat. So
a lot of artists do that though, and they say they don't like to listen to other artists when they're creating, because also there's this whole phenomena at the moment of people being accused of plagiarizing when really it might have been inspiration. There's like this thin line. So when you're listening to other people when you're creating.
Yeah, it's also very hard, I feel like, with rap. I've got to the point now where I'll like write a line and I'll be like, oh, that's clever. And then I'll go and Google and try to see.
Straight onto Genius.
Well, I'll try to see, like, has anyone written this line, or is this different enough, or is this whatever? And still sometimes it's like the line is still, especially with rap, because it's so many words, it's like, it's almost impossible to not do that sometimes. And then I'm just annoyed.
No idea is original, right? Now said it best, you know, it's really, really hard to get those original.
I think it's weird for me because now I'm in a place where like millions and millions of people are hearing something.
Yes.
When I write it. So coming into this album, it was different for me because with Perception, I had no idea at that point if millions and millions, like millions of people had heard my music, but it was like a way smaller scale for like my album Therapy Session. Then coming into Perception, I never had radio, first of all, so I didn't even know what that even meant really. And I never had millions and millions, like at that level, I guess, consistently listening to a song or my album. So when that record came out, it was just like the first time for me where I was like, whoa. So many people looking at what, you know, it'd be like right now if I was like, hey, write your feelings down on a piece of paper and hold it up. And you might have a scattered around 1 million people hearing it, or like millions of people hearing it, but still not on like this insane level. And then the next year, I'm like, hey, hold up the paper again. And then it's like that year, that was the first time for me. I was like, whoa, all these people. And then I'm not even like this massive celebrity where I'm like one of the biggest artists ever. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I went from having like no one to being.
Well, you have a core fan base.
Yeah. That's what I was saying earlier. I think I've always had I'm a competitive person. So of course, like sometimes I'm like, man,
you're a rapper.
I'm working. Yeah, I'm like, I'm working very hard. Like sometimes I write competitive raps. I like making I like watching rap battles. Like, I just like that side of doing it, but also I've become aware that some people just aren't going to, they're not going to put me on a list, or they don't take me serious as a rapper. And it's like, that's fine. I still have my core fans and people who care about my music. It's important for me to care about it. Like, what am I writing for me, and how do I feel about it? Not just like, what does everyone else feel about it? And that's what gets tricky in this business to me. Coming off Perception to this album, that was a bit of a struggle in the writing process for this, because it was kind of the first time where I'm like, way more people are going to hear this and judge it and give their opinions. But I just came to the realization, I'm like, I need to just write what I'm feeling, and if they want to, that's fine.